Forget Silicon Valley or Austin, Texas or Phoenix, Arizona for a second. There's a tech hub just south of the US border where costs are lower, talent is strong, and the real estate game is wide open. Welcome to Guadalajara, Mexico. If a Canadian tech company were evaluating Guadalajara, Jalisco in 2025 versus a US location, whether for R&D, software development, manufacturing, or service operation, several compelling factors make Guadalajara a strategic alternative. Let's get down to some practical figures. Universities including Universidad de Guadalajara, ITESO, and Tec de Monterrey produce a torrent of STEM graduates. The state contributes around 100,000 engineers and technicians every year, reinforcing a deep pool of skilled labor. The region boasts over 100,000 tech jobs and more than 1,000 tech companies, forming a mature and vibrant tech ecosystem. Substantial cost savings. Operating costs in Guadalajara can be 30 to 40% lower than those in comparable US cities. Salaries for software developers are dramatically lower, for example around $48,000 US in Guadalajara versus $150,000 in Silicon Valley. Real estate and workplaces are also far more affordable, with Class A offices costing significantly less than their US counterparts.
So this is the northwest of the city, and it's the richer part of the city, the safer part of the city. You can see here Porsche, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Audi, etc.
But we're in Mexico. How about the access to the place, traffic and everything?
Accesses are fantastic. It's not like Mexico City. At the peak hours, it's not a problem in Guadalajara, really not. Here, where you see all those high rises, it's another modern part of Guadalajara that is smaller, that is called zona financiera.
Right.
That means the financial zone.
Obviously, for those, well, we've mentioned that before. When we talk about Guadalajara, we're talking also about the Silicon Valley of Mexico.
Yes. There's a huge quantity of IT. Oracle is here, Intel is here, HP is here. There's also a huge automobile industry here.
Right.
Continental is here, Bosch is here.
Right.
So yeah, that's supposed to be the Mexican Silicon Valley.
In the business world, they want to compare with other cities. What kind of, well, we're talking about square meters, 1,455 square meters in this specific space, correct?
Yep.
That can be divided as needed or not?
Well, I mean, the whole floor is on sale, something like 90 million, I believe.
It can be purchased.
Yes, and split and sub-rented, of
Okay.
course.
You know, that's a very interesting one for an investor, a company
Yes.
in Canada who might have interest in having a, well, state-of-the-art or
Yes.
a very modern location in Mexico, in a city where you're not in the craziness of Mexico City, for instance.
Guadalajara is like a quarter of the size of Mexico City. Well, it's a place that is way sweeter to live in.
And one thing to know around here is that we have lots of very good restaurants, correct?
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can see all these are restaurants. On the other side
Yeah.
of this building, Cinepolis Cinema, there is Plaza Andares, dozens and dozens of luxury restaurants.
Good restaurants, good food, amazing
good,
food.
Very
Amazing
good,
food, right?
exactly.
Right.
And Plaza Andares is really one of the most luxurious.
Piso, a mí, los altos me dan vértigo. Sí. A mucha gente le da. Y es un piso que tienes muy bonita vista sin sentir el.
these are just some examples of the opportunities we can present you with, whether for renting space or buying space in Guadalajara, whether for office or industrial. We can offer you many more with the team we're working with, but for now, let's focus on some of the decision-making points for choosing Guadalajara in the first place. To compare Guadalajara fairly with US cities for Canadian tech companies considering expansion or nearshoring in 2025, you'll want tech-forward cities that offer strong engineering talent pools, reasonable operational costs, flight accessibility from Canada, time zone compatibilities, and ecosystem support. Austin, Texas, why compare? Because there's a major tech hub with strong startup and enterprise presence like Dell, Apple, Oracle, HQ. Central time zone like Guadalajara, large university producing talent and business-friendly regulations and tax incentives. So pros over Guadalajara, there's an easier legal setup for Canadian and US partnerships, easier integration with US clients, highly developed VC and startup ecosystems. Cons versus Guadalajara, much higher salary and living costs, increasing talent saturation and housing inflation. 2. Phoenix, Arizona. Why compare? Large semiconductor and electronics base like Intel, TSMC. It's close to Mexico for dual operations, favorable weather for year-round logistics, lower cost than California. Pros over Guadalajara, seamless access to US legal and banking systems, and easier for US client meetings. Cons versus Guadalajara, higher wages and still reliant on international hiring for large talent scaling. Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Why compare? Major corporate presence like AT&T, Texas Instruments, Amazon, and more. Central time zone, robust airport connectivity, and favorable cost structure versus coastal cities. Pros over Guadalajara, deep business and tech ecosystem, strong support for multinational firms. Cons versus Guadalajara, talent costs are still higher and cultural integration with Latin American teams may be weaker. Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. Strong R&D, research triangle, Duke, UNC, NC State. High concentrations of software, biotech, and AI talent. Emerging nearshoring interest due to lower costs. Pros over Guadalajara, strong US academic pipeline, and high innovation to ratio cost. Cons versus Guadalajara, smaller labor pool than Mexico, and less developed bilingual Spanish-English talent. Denver, Colorado. Why compare? Strong software development talent, growing AI ML presence, lifestyle attracting remote tech workers, mountain time in between Pacific and Central. Pros over Guadalajara, it's attractive for Canadian employees relocating, easier US incorporation. Cons versus Guadalajara, increasing costs due to demand, less industrial support versus Guadalajara EMS ecosystem. We went through this fair, not exhaustive, but fair comparison with some US cities, comparing Guadalajara as commercial destination or expansion or nearshoring destination for a Canadian company. Whenever you want to discuss this move further, get some more advice on what can be done, we can present you with many more alternatives. We just wanted to show you some of the examples of what could be available in Mexico, specifically Guadalajara or the Jalisco Tech Hub, the Silicon Valley of Mexico. So this is a strategic analysis that you aim to do for such a big decision. You also need to team up with a solid commercial real estate broker, and we're here to help. We have developed partnership with some commercial real estate partners out there. We're there to help you, to guide you towards the proper resources and the proper contacts.